Well, afternoon, fellow zombies. How are we doing today? Countdown until July 4th. But today is going to be it's going to be countdown to the fireworks, isn't it? Well, I had to get something on. Something close to red, white, and bluish. The only patriotic thing I got is to an idea and idealism of something futuristic, of a concept. Sorry, I'm not wearing the stars and stripes correctly. I'm just wearing planets. It's the Weaver John Z of the Rosamunde, California. It's the 3:44 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, July 3rd, 2023, and the heat is on, about 104 degrees outside. And definitely I'm going to get this shirt off before I go outside to walk my dog. It's going to be dangerous and hot out there, and I've got to be careful with her and myself. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Come across some of those themes out there that we have to be patriotic or ultra patriotic. So I posted on social media my own versions of it, insulting the living crap out of people, I hope. Telling them that you want to be ultra maggot, that's one thing. But the problem is you're going to be the ultra magnet and be ultra patriotic and think you're following America when you're destroying values. Screw you. I don't deal with ultra patriotism because I call it fascism. Deal with that. We had to be rebellious in our nature. We couldn't deal with the thought of a tyrant king in the colony days because he and the government did not want to listen to the colonies, who was forced and consigned to share everything that they've discovered in the new land and to tax him a great deal just to fill up the coffers of a government system that constantly went to war with other countries for territory, for pride, for ego, for God knows what else they had going on in their heads. Spain was doing the same damn thing, so was France. They had their own colonies and trying to deal with each other and warring with each other. Even having the Native Americans go war on them and then war against them. It's not seeing the movies of the revolutions, no, it's reading about history, learning about history itself. People forget about a lot of things. Well, we have the general gist of it, but we don't understand more of it because we don't want to. Just a general gist would be fine, but the specifics would scare the hell out of people left and right. And knowing how the Native Americans felt about us during those days, they were probably pissed at us constantly because we weren't behaving as good neighbors. We weren't behaving at all. We were belligerent at times. We invaded their territory. Some of us tried to play nice and gave them the damn disease and then enslaved the hell out of them. Did I mention which particular country it was? No, because I mentioned everybody was playing the same damn game on everybody. For some, actually did treat them fairly decently. We actually did have fair neighbors until we had people trying to double cross them one way or another. And the government system at the time was trying to do that as well. And as the colonies grew, we kept pushing for more and more territory because we had more and more colonists coming from the old countries. And they got really rattled about this one. I mean, how would you like it if Spain goes to Central America and trying to take over the Caribbean Isles, enslaving everybody else to dig up natural resources for them because Spain got greedy? France was doing the same damn shit, but, you know, trying to make treaties as best as they could for trade. England just burrows on in with its colony ships. For some, we actually did treat them a bit harshly, but other uh, native areas, Native American areas, we tried to treat them as nice as we could. We were still assholes. Some were pushed up north, and others not so much. Upon looking at Native American history as much as I could, and then trying to compare it to what I would learn in school and in college later on, human beings could be the most irrepressing, sorry sons of sea dogs out there. And we call it progress and we call it humanitarian. Give me a frickin' break. But as our colonies grew, we also needed manpower for it, didn't we? Either we got it voluntarily or involuntarily, so we had trades going up. Trades for material, trade for rum, for molasses, for things. Having our crops grow, having more fields cleared out. See, we celebrate our colonial independence on July 4th, but we really didn't celebrate independence for anybody and everybody except for ourselves, except for the colony. That's about it. Did we celebrate Independence Day for the Native Americans who lived over there who already had independence? But the thing is, with them, they also warred with each other for territory. Some were wandering, and others had fixated points of locations. But we still held them in highest regard. And so when we do this July 4th, are we actually celebrating their independence from us or their dependence upon us? We were celebrating our independence away from King George. Did we also celebrate independence away from France and Spain? Except when we needed their help to kick the ass of England. Then later on, we had to develop more relations with England as a business partner and as a budding nation. Makes me question a lot of things. Did we celebrate our independence from all the other developed countries out there who are developing more and more capabilities for war and for trade? Or are we that independent, or are we that dependent? And one of the riches that we brought forth from the New World, we also brought our old stuff into the New World. Now we could plant and sprout and be multiplied and be fruitful about it while being destiny manifest, pushing people back, other people who have been here, trying to force colonies left and right, trying to force will upon others. Was that celebrating July 4th? I get more and more duplicitous about it. I get more and more questioning. How important is Independence Day for us? Hell, we made a damn movie back in, what was the 90s about it? Showing people how great we were. We proved that we beat back celluloid enemies, a whole planet. Then about 20, 25 years later, we do the same damn shit all over again. So much for Independence Day. We were dependent upon a sequel. We could have had fascism on our door, but we got fascism behind our doors. We got fascism happening right now in front of us. We don't bother to take care of it because we think it's part of it. It's part of the American culture, being fascists. When we have state governments dictating more and more what we can and can't do, undermining the very Constitution our ancestors had set up over 240 some odd years ago. I'm supposed to celebrate Independence Day because of this shit? I'm supposed to wear the native red, white, and blue? I'm supposed to wear this thing and feel happy and proud that I'm American? I might as well hide my head in shame. I might as well. Because I'm afraid to wear the damn shit out in public. I might get shot. I might get insulted a great deal because I'm an American. Now, one time we had the arrogance, or we probably still have the arrogance, but we haven't really explored it, did we? The arrogance of a Roman. In ancient Roman times, if you actually were born of Rome and you were wandering about, nothing theoretically could touch you because you're in the realm of the Roman Empire. You had slaves around you. You were supposed to be wealthy. You were supposed to be of great wealth and a little power, maybe. Unless, of course, you didn't have all that much and you were just a common schmuck working his ass off for a living. But it was said, it was supposed to have been common knowledge that the Roman citizen could roam the vast empire of different conquered lands and you know, be untouchable. Otherwise, the Roman centurions would come after him left and right. Maybe. I think we're the same damn way in America right now as it is. You harm America, you harm Americans when we're traveling about, and you bring the wrath of the other countries. Well, how about when they come into our countries and something happens to them? Do I hear and see any wrath coming from the other countries left and right? No. But we get people captured across the other countries, including in our enemy territories. Where's the ire? Where's the wrath? Where's the vast armies? You harmed an American citizen. You got him trapped. Now you got to deal with us. No, because now you got the country's weaponry and everyone else pointed at you saying, "Try it, asshole." We scream and yell about humanitarian efforts that are sometimes at our trading partners or even at the guys who we're still dealing with concerning about trade and everything else, and we're still enemies with them. They outnumber us regarding an army multiple times. We have to yell and scream and bounce. You ever see the movie 2001: A Space Oddity? See the first 10, 15 minutes or something like that. You see these ape guys yelling and screaming over a damn puddle of water that they're muddying up like crazy. Territory over a puddle of water. And whoever yells the loudest and be's the scariest gets to win. Except for one particular group got sick and tired of the damn thing, got an idea for the monolith of taking old bones from a creature, beat other creatures to death, get the blood in their mouth, and they go after territory. And they finally get that muddied watered. I'm surprised the damn thing didn't dry up during those days. Kind of reminds me of this. It does remind us of us. And then we're supposed to be victorious because we yelled the loudest and we also beat the living crap out of the guy. And we felt empowered. Our sticks with a boom. We celebrate our sticks with a boom by shoving the damn lead particles and everything else up in the sky. We keep forgetting gravity is master here and everything else comes down one way or another. So you fire lead up in the air, and it comes right down and hits somebody else. So every time there's been fireworks, we always had law enforcement ducking for cover. They realize that particles like that hurt like hell. Well, that's one thing we use fireworks and they don't hurt like hell, right? Do they? Fire department cringe on that one because they're going to get more calls about fires happening and they don't want it. They much prefer people being the troublemakers and finding out who are the guys causing the damn fire so they can ticket them and continue to ticket them until they can't stand doing the fines no more. And well, some of them probably will just take the fines, put them into the damn fireworks, and burn the shit up. I'll say, here's my independence against you guys. My way of saying to you. And I imagine they will. I imagine they would. What is it that we celebrate? What is July 4th meant for us these days? I mean, before we got into this kind of ultra-maggot, ultra-fascist, ultra-patriotic brainwashing. And here comes my dog. Oh, blind cripple. Needs water. And she'll need to go out. I'm still exploring that idea. What does July 4th actually mean? Except an anniversary celebrated over 200 and some odd years ago from a tiny country who held sway on our colonists during those days, telling us that we didn't have representation. We didn't have any voice in the government system. So therefore, we didn't matter. We're second-class citizens. No taxation without representation. Basically, they can tax us to death. They can rule our lives to death. They can force armies to do whatever they want with us. And the people loved them for it, but the other people said, screw it. We send our representatives over there. They get laughed at, they get marked at, and they get thrown in jail or sent packing with a letter saying, give us more because we say so. And also because we got our established armies in the new territories to tell you that and to force you into this situation. So deal with it nicely. We didn't take it too kindly, did we? So after years of bloody conflict and bloody revolution, we got the first round in there where we can actually put up a constitution. Didn't work much. We had to put up an Articles of Confederation before we actually had a constitution. And it took us years just to get a constitution going on after the Articles of Confederation screwed up anyway. But we had sent our letter, a Declaration of Independence letter, a huge draft, several of them anyway. And we sent them. And we articulated our message, our griefs. We put signature and we said this is going to be historic. Yeah, well, we get laughed at. So somewhere along the line or Concord, I said the shot that was heard around the world. The metaphor is used at this point over here. Somebody fired a shot. Probably someone screwed up with a damn musket and then everything else went hell in a handbasket. British didn't want to fire. The colonists were too damn scared. There's going to be firing on England. Somebody had to take a shot. Somebody had to fire off accidentally or something like that, and all hell broke loose. And there was bloodshed. Except in that case, we were totally scared. In the movie of 2001 with the two ape-like cultures, or the creature-like cultures, the fearful had blood in their mouth. They already tasted meat. They were ready. They were prepared. Throwing that analogy into those times back in '76. Yeah, we looked at the enemy. The constant guys who came into the shops to do their shopping, to do their living with us. And also we resented the living crap out of them. Some of them may have gotten colonists pregnant, tried to set up families. They even had what they called the Tories, which were the supporters of the colony, of the motherland, the mother island of England, had very strong ties with them. But everybody else said, no, we want a nation of ourselves. We can call the shots, not these guys. Messy divorce. The only reason why we celebrate July 4th is because of that divorce. We're the divorce king of the universe. Boy, we got things wrong. Well, today's America, we change, we mutate, we try to grow into something else, and I don't know what the hell we're growing into these days. We're still conflicted with each other. It's bad enough we actually had a civil war. Are we going to have one in my lifetime? Are we having one right now in my lifetime? We've gotten worse and worse when it comes down for trying to put law and order upon ourselves, and we're killing ourselves in the process. We're arguing about it. We're trying to decide what was best for each other, what was best for our own kinsmen. We put up the laws, we put up the rules and regulations, and half of them are getting laughed at by those who think they're so damn ultra-patriotic they don't need to follow the damn rules and regulations, except to put down more rules and regulations that restrict a lot of things that we took for granted for. Civil liberties, for one thing, civil rights, the Bill of Rights, all because we want to back up the Constitution of the United States and the correct president. Everything else that we have for precedents, the things that we took for granted, gets ruled out because they didn't like it or felt it was inconvenience. And we have to have everything else redefined in our lifetime. What am I supposed to be celebrating? Is it a birth of a country? Big whoop. Would it have been better if we stayed under King George III and continued the tyrannical rule of a lunatic with a government system back in an island that was ruling the hell out of the damn 13 colonies and everybody else, for that matter? And they think they knew better? Nobody knew any better. But all I know is people got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they wanted a divorce. The hard way. They wanted it the easy way. We gave them all the options we could. A bloody nose. Years after that, we're waking up and wondering what the hell is going on these days. Makes me question more and more about what patriotism's all about. Is it supposed to be fascism, or do we understand what America means to us actually? And understanding history of how our country started in the first place. That means studying everybody else outside of our country to see how we got into this place, our place in time and space. Right now, we're arguing. We're arguing with each other. We're pushing back on each other. We're beating each other up. We're shooting each other left and right. We're yelling and screaming at each other. We invade state houses. We also invade the U.S. Capitol, threatening lives to be lost because we didn't like the election. Am I celebrating that for July 4th? What am I celebrating this holiday for? Somebody else is going to give me their own damn answer. I have to have my own answer. I need to know myself. I need to know why. Why do I have to celebrate it with fireworks and blowing my and having my dog scared shitless all the damn time every single year? It's bad enough we do it for New Year's. But now I got to do it for a holiday that's supposed to be celebrating theoretical freedom while we got more slavery coming down our pipeline. I'm sorry. I don't celebrate July 4th as much. I got a flag hung up in my bedroom. The bedroom window has the flag correctly shown to the people outside, but it doesn't reflect what's happening inside of me. Am I an ultramagnet? No. Am I a fascist? No. I celebrate it because of memories of the things I held dear and what it means to me, or what it used to be. I'm not quite sure if that's valid anymore because people just don't look at the validity of it anymore. What's in it for me? I want it now kind of generation, that kind of thinking. Don't you understand what's happening over here? Let's do the fear and paranoia about anything and everything. It's everyone else's fault. We can never take responsibility. We can never seek absolution for it. We can't be responsible. We can't be. God, it used to be words I can remember on this one here. I was supposed to be a writer a long time ago and an English major and thought I knew everything I should. Accountability, responsibility, transparency. You think we, as Americans, theoretical Americans, learn this shit? No. If we did, we wouldn't be having this kind of situation in the first place. No, we have to be the conflicting, confusing fools and idiots that we are in this country. Our allies are looking at us and wondering what the hell's going on. Our enemies are laughing their asses off at us because we're showing ourselves to be weak-ass fools and idiots. We think because we can pull up a gun and shoot it in the air, we're tougher than anything else. No, we're not. We're demonstrating the same damn thing from 2001: A Space Odyssey with those ape guys over a muddy puddle. You want to look at it metaphorically. Yeah, but some of those ape guys had to fight each other, didn't they? Over a dirty water puddle. And yet the ones with the blood in their teeth won. Because they had to. And they were empowered. Scares the hell out of me right now because I'm not quite sure which ones I should be more afraid of. The ones with or without the damn jawbone of an ass ready to kill us. Or a damn puddle of water. It's coming to that point, isn't it? We're going to have to be part of that. Because as the theoretical Americans, we had no choice. Just says the colonists didn't have any choice regarding regarding a lunatic and a crown, and not to mention a government system that didn't really give a shit about them in the first place, except to use them as a honeypot. That's coming to it, isn't it? Eventually, we're going to be coming into that kind of pot. We're going to be coming into that action. We're going to be fighting for our lives again. We don't even realize it, but it's coming up. People can be so happy and joyful for having fireworks to celebrate an anniversary of something that's still haunting and hiding from us, and yet it's in front of our face at the same damn time. And we don't even have the gall or the gumption to figure this shit out. No, because we don't study. A saying, it passes through every generation and every reiteration. We keep forgetting aspects of the past, and it keeps getting recycled. We don't learn, then we don't grow, and we get our ass kicked constantly. That's how it is. You better back up. You have to. Study your world history. Study the American history. Every damn aspect of it. From every viewpoint if you can. Wherever you can. Not just one particular viewpoint. Everybody's viewpoint. You're not getting it all. And perhaps you'll understand why the holiday should have the better meaning and the deeper one. Because we egotistical, narcissistic excuses for descendants keep forgetting our place. Keep forgetting our manifest destiny. Keep forgetting our Roman heritage and our attitudes. No, I take none. We have those, but we're dumber than dog shit anyway. Because we just don't learn. You said you learned enough? You learned enough? I doubt it. You think I'm an intellectual elitist at this point over here and a snob about everything. Maybe I have grown into one. And as I keep learning about more and more what's happening these days, the more and more I'm getting thoroughly depressed. Those values that we're supposed to hold so damn high and mighty, do we actually understand a damn thing at all?